Welcome back to Turn This Way, and welcome to the first episode of 2026. I hope you are all off to a successful start of the year. Today's episode is about something every hospitality leader influences, often without realizing it. It's not about what you say, it's about what your team feels before you ever open your mouth. Before instructions, before feedback, before vision. Your presence speaks first. And in a high-pressure environment like hospitality, that presence can either ground a team or quietly raise the temperature in the room. Let's talk about why this matters, what's actually happening, and what you can do about it. Let's start with an awareness check. Before we go any further, I want you to pause for a moment. Think about the last time you walked into your operation feeling stressed, rushed, or frustrated. Now ask yourself, what do you think your team felt when they saw you walk in? Not what you said, not what you meant, what they felt. Really place yourself in the shoes of one of your team members and see yourself through their eyes. Just notice, no judgment. Let's look at the science behind presence. Your presence often speaks volumes and can alter how others perceive what you say. Here's what neuroscience tells us. Human beings are wired for emotional contagion, meaning emotions are picked up automatically, especially from authority figures. Think of a baby learning to smile through watching their mother or father smile. Laughter and smiles can spread through a room, and so can negativity and stress. Research from the University of Rochester showed that being in the room of a highly motivated coworker can enhance someone's motivation, and on the flip side, a group can just as easily absorb dissatisfaction. What is happening is that our brains use mirror neurons, which unconsciously mirror the emotional and physical states of the people around us. We need this in order to feel empathy, but our brain does not filter out the other emotions that we mirror and how they can affect us. We need to learn to be mindful of our emotions and where they stem from. So before your team hears, we're short-staffed, costs are up, we need to move faster, their nervous systems are already asking, is it safe here? Or is something wrong? They have picked up on the energy that you are putting out, and it is causing their own nervous system reaction. When leaders are dysregulated, teams can experience reduced focus, lower problem-solving ability, and increased reactivity. I know this is not what great leaders want to do, but you may be thinking, I'm only human, I can't help the way I feel. This isn't about being perfect or calm all the time. It's about being aware and intentional. Of course you are going to have all the emotions. Of course you will feel stressed throughout your day, but it will only benefit you to have awareness of how this energy is going to affect your team. Here's the part most leaders don't realize. Even when you say nothing, your body is communicating. Your team is constantly reading physical cues, often subconsciously. Here are some common signals they may be picking up on. Your pace. Walking faster than usual, abrupt movements, and rushing through spaces can signal anxiety or urgency. Your face. A furrowed brow, tight jaw, limited eye contact, or a serious expression can feel like frustration or disappointment to others. Your tone. Short answers, clipped responses, or a flat tone, even with neutral words, can land as tension. Your breathing. Shallow breathing, holding your breath, or audible sighs often signal stress. Your posture. Crossed arms, hands on hips, leaning forward aggressively, or tense shoulders can feel defensive or intimidating. And your availability. Avoiding conversation, multitasking while someone speaks, or being mentally absent often communicates, now is not a good time. Most leaders don't intend any of this, but intention doesn't cancel impact. Take a second and ask yourself, when I'm under pressure, do I move faster, get quieter, get sharper, withdraw? Maybe you don't know what your physical tells are. I encourage you to ask a family member, partner, or close friend to help you understand how you behave when under pressure. There's no wrong answer. Awareness takes work. I don't know if any of you have had the opportunity to go see a motivational speaker in person. I have been to several events in which a variety of speakers take the stage to tell their inspirational stories or share their message. I find it interesting to observe how they come to the stage, because I find that how they come to the stage sets the mood for the audience. I've seen people come up dancing to the podium to an upbeat song, creating energy and excitement in the crowd. I've seen others stride onto stage oozing confidence and authority. I've seen others come to the podium and make very intentional eye contact from one side of the room to the other, creating anticipation and connection. Some have come up and taken a deep breath, visibly relaxing and allowing the audience the same space to relax into. I've also seen people come up with eyes averted and jump right into their notes, and others come up visibly shaking. All of these physical cues create a response from those in the room. Successful speakers are ones who are aware of this and intentionally choose how they're going to make their appearance. Their speeches are often received more positively. I study these approaches and the effect they have on others to learn how to be more aware of how I am showing up, whether it's in a one-on-one coaching call, a group coaching session, or as a speaker myself. The next time you are at an event with public speakers, I encourage you to take notice of their physical cues and the effect they have on you and others around you. So, why does this all matter in hospitality? The answer is that hospitality teams already operate under pressure. They manage guest emotions, time constraints, constant change, emotional labor. They don't need leaders who add to the stress that is already present from the demands of the industry. They also don't need leaders who suppress the stress, because suppressed stress tends to erupt later on at some point. They need leaders who regulate. Research from Harvard and MIT shows teams perform better under leaders who demonstrate emotional consistency and regulation, often more than charisma or authority. If your team knows what to expect from you, they will feel safer in coming to you with concerns and ideas. Your steadiness creates psychological safety, and psychological safety creates performance. So how can you become more regulated in how you show up? Here are simple shifts that make a real difference. Pause before you enter a space. And if you've been listening to my podcast, you know that I've always encouraged to pause. Even 10 seconds changes how you show up. Regulate first, communicate second. Calm your body before delivering information, especially if it is information about change, which tends to invoke a stress response all on its own. Name the energy when appropriate. Saying, "It's a busy day, let's take this one step at a time," can immediately lower tension. And remember, your presence is a leadership tool, just like systems, training, and numbers. The next time you walk into your operation, ask, what do I want my team to feel when they see me? Calm? Clarity? Confidence? Set an intention at the start of each shift and before every meeting. Let that guide how you enter the room. If you want a 1-minute grounding routine that I share with my clients for them to do before entering a meeting, having a difficult conversation, or even just to start their workday, then hang around until the end of this podcast and I'll share that with you. If you find you are having difficulties regulating your nervous system, then consider working with a mindset coach to discover where the blocks are and how to move past them towards awareness and then action. Your team feels you before they hear you. And when they feel grounded, safe, and supported, everything works better. Thank you for being here and for the leadership you bring into your spaces every day. Now, for those who stayed with me until the end, here is your 1-minute grounding routine. This is realistic. No meditation cushion required. First 20 seconds. Stand still. Unclench your jaw. Drop your shoulders. Take one slow breath in through your nose. Hold. Exhale longer than you inhaled. The next 20 seconds. Place your feet firmly on the ground. Feel your weight settle into the earth below you like a tree with strong roots. Silently say, I am here. I am steady. And the last 20 seconds, set an intention, whatever that may be. An example is, I want my team to feel calm, capable, and supported. then enter the space. That's it. Small shift, big impact. Let me know if this grounding technique has an impact on your self-awareness and how you show up by connecting with me through LinkedIn or Instagram. And don't forget to turn this way.